Hey, enthusiasts, what's happening? This is Salty Language, episode 652.
The sexiest podcast on the network. Hey,
Yep.
hey, buddy, how's it going, man?
Uh, Not too bad. How's it going?
Yeah, I'm here in the basement, chilling. Kind of smells like
Right?
cat shit, but whatever.
Is that your fault or is the cat?
Could go either way. But
Okay,
actually, it's
that's what
definitely not my fault because I changed the litter, so
Oh,
and it's
okay.
freshly changed.
Which means that the cat probably freshly shit.
Yes,
If it's anything like every cat I've owned.
yes.
Because it's like, they're like, oh, this is a fresh scent. I have to go mark this with my horrible
And I
ass.
know it hasn't been anytime soon because if I come around, that cat goes running. So
Yeah, that's fair.
yeah,
Yeah. Well, I mean, it is weird that you use its litter box instead of the toilet, but, you know.
domination.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah.
Well, plus you're downstairs. What, you can go upstairs like a savage?
Exactly.
You got a box you can piss in right there.
Oh, you got shit in the dryer again?
Yeah. Yeah, the dryer is probably the worst choice.
Yeah, it's a horrible choice.
Oh man. Once it gets hot in there, that feels like that's a sticks around forever
I mean,
situation.
not unless I could take the exhaust tube and run it into my neighbor's house or something.
That'd be
I
fun.
mean, that would be
Yeah.
try to get rid of them.
You know, it's funny talking about this stuff in one of the Twitter groups I'm in. We were talking earlier about how there's that, what's it called, Mando stuff where it's a whole
The
body
Mandalorian.
deodorant. No,
Oh.
no BU this time. But it's called Mando. Basically, there was the female version of it is called Lume, and
Hold on.
this woman developed whole body deodorant, and the whole point of it is, but in the commercials I first see, she's like, it's for everywhere. You put it under your arms, your nether regions, and she goes, just take a little pea-sized shape and just rub it in between your butt cheeks. And I'm like, who the fuck's rubbing shit in their butt cheeks? Like, this is weird, lady. Like, you don't even say, like, maybe put it on a little bit of a toilet paper or something.
I have
It's like
never
just gonna
heard
be,
of this shit before.
oh my god. So then they come up with the man version of it, which is Mando.
Yeah.
And I'm like, now see, I understand because, listen, both genders have some odors sometimes that, they wouldn't like to have. And, the first thing popped into my head was, boy, this would be great to hand out to gamers.
Oh my god!
But,
right?
like, please go rub some of this in your ass right now.
I don't feel this can't be good for you. 72-hour odor control.
First of all, that's something I never understand. Is I understand not everybody showers every day, but whenever I see deodorants that are like, it'll last for a week, and I'm like, who's not reapplying?
Yeah, right.
I'm
an everyday guy.
Me too. And I know they say you don't have to. Hell, even if I apply it and then I take a shower later, I reapply, even though they're like, you don't have to. It doesn't really, and it's like, yeah, I just feel like I should. But
so for $35, Brian,
yeah,
you can get a solid stick deodorant, a cream tube,
nice.
free mini body wash, 15 body wipes, and free shipping.
Wonder. I mean, that seems like a strong deal. Every bit of you can we have deodorant on it.
Oh,
then.
choose your scents. They got bourbon leather, Mount Fuji, Pro Sport, and unscented. Why would you want unscented if it's full body scent?
I know. Well, the key to it is that you're just not supposed to stink. I would love. There's some people I can think of that. Boy, I would love to have. Like, I'd really like to test it on these people. But
yeah, really. Like, this is the challenge for you.
It's funny because, like, I get it, right? Like, during the summer, a lot of guys apply some sort of gold bond or something to the nethers because of the sweat, and it gets funky down there. I mean, like, I think everybody can agree it's not a great area sometimes.
For sure.
But I was when I first saw these, and I was just like, it feels like you're creating a problem that wasn't. I mean, it's kind of there, because she's like, on a normal day, the groin has a scent of like blah blah blah. We use our stuff, and then it's like zero. And I'm like, yeah, but I don't go through most days being around people going, man, I really can smell their groin.
Yeah, like, dude, is that balls?
Yeah. And if I can, it's probably more likely my own than it is anyone else's because I'm closest to them,
Okay, but here's my question now. Well, no, carry on. You still got a thought going. Keep going.
Okay.
Yeah.
But anyways, so I was like, are we creating a problem just to sell a product here? Or is this really a problem? I understand there are some people who do have some odors that it is, I'm sure, embarrassing, and you'd like to, no one wants to smell like ass.
Right.
So if it really does keep your ass from smelling like ass, I mean, that seems nice because, like I said, no one really wants to smell open ass all day.
It's true.
Like
There's probably a select few,
like,
but whatever.
right. It's like, oh God, here comes Pete again.
Yeah,
You're
exactly.
plugging your nose,
So what I wonder is, why can't I just use my Old Spice? Like, what if I want to just rub a little Kraken guard on my nethers? I mean,
I do appreciate that it's Kraken Garden. We were just talking about butt cheek deodorant.
I think that's my current flavor of choice.
Well, now see, this is the ripple effect. Okay, first there was the Lume and Mando. Now I've seen commercials for Dove and Old Spice and whatever that's full body deodorant. It's like a spray or whatever.
Didn't Axe do this once?
That was, well, yeah, but you don't want to smell like a rapist.
That's true.
So,
date rape.
Man. So one of my favorite tweets ever was the how with natural gas they put that scent in there so that it's dangerous. It's like Axe is basically the same thing.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah, most of the deodorant companies now are coming out with whole body deodorant too, because they were probably like, why aren't we doing this? Like, why are we only marketing our shit to armpits? And I know for years I've heard women talk about, like, during the summer, how, under the titties get real sweaty, like, so they'll slather a little because otherwise, you get like a rash from, the same way our balls can get a rash from the heat.
Like, I have a stick of stuff in my locker at work. It's basically for runners. It's to prevent chafe.
Yeah. Right. I think didn't Roy tell us about that, or someone? I remember someone mentioning that to us because we talked about, like,
I think it was Jesus, because it's a godsend.
Could be. I mean, I'm Gold Bond has like a spray stuff that I use that kind of dries like a powder. Basically, I've used that for a long time, but it's like, there's other products out there. I mean, there's ball deodorant out there, that's been out there for a while, but I just think it's kind of funny how, the in these commercials, the woman's like, pits, under boob, groin, butt, feet, like you literally slather this shit anywhere you have an odor.
Wow, I don't feel like the stick's big enough.
Right? Also, I'm not sure I want to be rubbing the stick, in my groin and then anywhere else.
You definitely need like an ass and groin stick all by itself.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why I said I think the move for your ass is if you get either the cream or the stick, you just put it on maybe like a little toilet paper and rub it in there. Because I'm not sticking my hand up my ass. I mean, I keep myself clean, but I'm still not sticking my hand up my ass to put this stuff on there. It just
better apply liberally.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that is some interesting stuff. You've enlightened me tonight.
Yeah. Well, there you go. Now you can full body deodorant yourself. All this time like a savage. You've only been treating your balls and your underarms.
Yeah. Who knew?
Yeah. Meanwhile, the rest of you just reeks.
I mean, yeah.
The worst.
I am a musky bastard.
Aren't we all? Well, that was kind of my thing, right? Is like, you think about this going forever back.
Yeah. Forever.
Yeah, before deodorant, everybody they didn't bathe regularly. All this, it had to be the worst stink all the time,
for sure.
But you also know that people were used to it, and it probably didn't offend people because everyone smelled like that. So
there's still the one guy in the village.
yeah, Stinky Pete.
Yeah. No matter how much everyone stank, there's still the one guy.
Yeah, nobody in the town bathed, but he still was the guy everyone avoided.
I was like, Jesus, really? Really, of this guy?
Yeah. Yeah. But I just think it's funny, it just is like, okay, well, where else can we use deodorant, and where else can we, sell a product here?
Interesting.
Yeah. What I don't understand is they sell a body wash, and it's like, well, why can't the body wash contain the deodorant so you don't need? I mean,
you're cut into our bottom line here, sir.
Yeah, no, I get that, but you know what I mean. Like, if you put out a product that was like, hey, we have a body wash that will basically prevent ass smell, I think that would sell itself really well.
Here's why. Consider all the target points of the deodorant, right?
Yeah.
Those are like your cities.
Yeah.
The body wash is the roads that connect them.
Oh, okay.
It's the infrastructure.
Right. Okay, fair enough. Well,
So,
maybe
so you have whole body scent, and then people are like, "Oh God, it's overwhelming. Who is this guy?" Like I used to work with a guy that legitimately, and I'm not over exaggerating here, legitimately, you would smell him before you would see him.
Yeah, I've been.
And it was like it wasn't a bad scent. It was just way too much body spray or something.
Yeah,
and you'd be like, ah, fuck, here comes Cannon. And here, sure enough, here he comes. And that was his name.
Yeah. It's probably Axe he was applying liberally then. The old double pits to chesty. You know?
Right.
Well, that's what I always think is funny is like when you look at a company like, let's say Old Spice, right? Like they sell body wash, deodorant, they have a spray, and it's like shampoo, you know, so it's like if you're using all of these products, you're just layering, and even if it's the same scent, right? Like you're using Swagger or whatever, you know, you're layering and layer. It's like, how strong is that going to be if you use all the products in the line like they want you to?
Well, all those products form up like Voltron.
Yeah, as a full-on assault to everyone's senses.
Take that, nasal cavity.
You know, like you're sitting there at work, your eyes start burning, then you smell it, and then they walk in.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's got an area of effect attack going on.
Oh, that makes sense.
A little AOE, you know?
Right. But, you know, not as much like Old Spice, but some of those, like, you remember how men's scents always were like, you know, pine forest or, you know, whatever, some
Wounded
sort of
deer.
Yeah. Those kind of smells, and you're just like, oh, dude, you got to back off with that stuff.
Yes.
You know, and
Pappy's like, tobacco pipe.
Right. That's my favorite.
That is that. That's actually a good scent.
I would buy that. Yeah. That sounds like a Duke Cannon soap.
It really does, doesn't it?
Pappy's tobacco pipe, man. I'd use the shit out of that.
Fuck yeah.
So here's something, like one last thing before we move on from this. But so I noticed with Duke Cannon soap, that they have, I don't know, remember what it's called, but it's some sort of Irish themed soap, right?
Leprechaun, is that it?
Yeah, sure. They're like, you know, it's back, and I'm like, okay, doing limited edition soaps kind of suck, because if you really like a scent, now I can't get it anymore. Like, why wouldn't you just make your soaps and make them available? I don't understand I can see it if you just want to test it to see how it sells.
Right.
Once you see it sells well, why wouldn't you just add it to the product line somehow? It's weird to me, but I don't know.
Got me,
because I see, like, I don't know if you've seen, like, at Christmas they've got like peppermint, and they have one that's like a lump of coal that's all, like, I think it's like a charcoal soap, and it's all black, and you know, and I was like, I like the theme stuff as much as anybody, but also I'm like, what if you really like that soap?
Here's my guess is they made the Christmas shit because stocking stuffers.
Oh yeah, for
sure. And then someone on the board is like, gentlemen, you know there's holidays all year round, right?
Let me introduce to you my Arbor Day tree scent.
Exactly. You know, like this 4th of July from Duke Cannon, gunpowder and missing fingers. Soap.
I'd probably buy some of that.
Right.
Yeah. And oddly enough, they know when Pappy's birthday was, and they put out the Pappy's piped tobacco only on your Pappy's birthday.
That would be weird.
How do you guys know that?
Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, like, oh, well, it's pretty simple. You have it listed on your Facebook page, and we data mine. Like, oh yeah, okay, that makes.
Is the Thanksgiving soap the Trail of No Tears?
Oh,
because it's safe for your eyeballs.
Oh, I was just thinking turkey dinner, but
oh god, like, why does it smell like gravy?
That's my normal scent anyway.
Like legitimately, they probably have like a pumpkin spice or a pumpkin pie or something equally lame.
It's a turkey dinner, delicious.
You know what they should have, and they probably do, Brian.
Gravy soap
is a Woodford Reserve.
Oh, nice. Man, I haven't had that in a long time.
Also, as I was telling you before the show, low calorie, no sugar, no carbs.
Fair enough.
But bourbon's basically diet food.
Right. It's healthy for you.
It's healthy.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's on all the best diets.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, the Southern gentleman diet.
Yeah.
Pipe
On
smoke.
keto, that's what they tell you to drink all the time, I believe. It's just bourbon. Just carry a 2-gallon or a gallon jug of bourbon around with you everywhere.
Pound of bacon.
Yeah. Well, you got to flavor the bourbon with something, right?
For sure.
Oh, man.
Oh, man. Yeah, good times.
Yeah.
Good times.
So anyways, how you been?
I've been all right. You know, it's fucking Tuesday. It's been warm. I still got to bundle up for the basement, but, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
You know, like I was telling you yesterday, I was like sitting out on my back deck with a cigar until darkness took over.
Right.
It was a nice little evening.
It's going to be like 40 tomorrow.
Is it really?
A couple days, I think.
I was like, don't do that to me.
For a couple
I mean,
days.
I know we're not out of the weeds yet, but these couple of 70-degree days have got me pumped.
It's pretty typical for us for this time of year to have all over the place temperatures. So
unfortunately,
all you can do is just take the good, and at least it's only dropping to the 40s. At least it's not dropping down further. You know,
drop it like it's hot.
Yeah, it's not dropping it to the floor.
True.
You know.
Let me tell you the one thing that has been irking me though this week.
All right.
Is I don't remember what day it started, but there was a day we were watching. It was the day Michelle threw her back out. Maybe I talked about this. Did I talk about my fucked up ears? I don't think I did.
No, I don't think you did.
So, you know, she had a heart. She couldn't like sit real well. So she was laying in bed. And I'm like, all right, we set up the projector, watching Sopranos on the roof, on the ceiling, which the weird angle we got to do it as. Paulie's head is enormous. It's already big, but the weird angle makes it really big. But
I like that.
I'm watching it and I'm like, man, the sound is off. You know, and I'm like, this is weird. I was like, well, I got it going through my speaker, my Bluetooth speaker.
Oh, right.
You know, which is built for music, not really for text. Jesus Christ, for vocal.
Yeah. It's not built for text either.
It's not built, definitely not built for text.
So
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, and then like we finished showing and Michelle starts talking to me and yeah, my hearing was like out of sync. It was like one ear was like a half a second, not even, well, it's like a millisecond behind the other one. It was fucking me up.
Oh, weird. It's kind of weird you have a delay.
It was weird. So I'm like, all right, well, I'm dying, but let's go check it out on Google, right?
Yeah.
And, you know, all day at work, I got to wear earplugs. It's a wax thing, my guy.
Yeah.
And then I started having, and I'm still dealing with it a wee bit, like, God, I almost said dementia. I feel like I have dementia. Like vertigo and dizziness and shit.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You know?
Yeah.
Dude, it sucks. And so I've been using that Brox stuff.
Dude, forget that. Do you have access to a power washer?
Yeah, I do actually.
Straight right out.
Yeah, I've been using that stuff and doing the little like bulb squeak thing, and
yeah,
man, ears are fucking gross.
Yeah, they are.
I'm over it, dude.
Yeah.
I love that I wake up in the morning, I roll, and I can hear my ear like open, like it's just the worst, man.
Yeah.
What happens? Yeah, like I had none of these problems 10 years ago.
I had something like that probably 20 years ago, and it was so bad I had to go to the doctor. Like I was doing the ear cleaning stuff at home and it was doing nothing. And, you know, he took a look at my ear and he goes, yeah, you've got, you know, quite a buildup in here. So we'll clean your ears, you know, and they cleaned them out. And oh my God, the amount of shit they pulled out of there. I'm like, oh my God, like is someone cramming shit in my ear while I'm sleeping? Like what is going on? It's like, it's like someone thinks my ear is a crayon sharpener or something, you know? Like what is going on?
Maybe there's like a weird portal outside your ear.
Yeah. Well, when he was done with the one ear, I was like, oh my God, I don't think I've ever heard this well before. And he goes, he's like, do you want me to do the other one? And I'm like, yeah, you might as well. I'm already here, you know, did the other one. And, you know, that one wasn't as bad, but it was like, all of a sudden I was like, oh my God, I can hear all the things now.
Brian's using echolocation.
Like, it was nuts, you know, you're like, whoa. It's like those videos where, you know, someone gets their like the ear implant turned on and they can hear for the first time, you know, it was just like, oh my
Holy
God, things make
cow.
noise. You know, it was nuts, dude.
That's just wild.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it sucks though, man.
And it stinks because you can't clean your ears like that at home, you
No,
know,
no.
because it's dangerous.
Yeah, I was because I went to the store to get some of that ear shit, and it was all sold out. So I'm like, oh, maybe something's going around.
Yeah.
Ordered off of
It's
Amazon.
not. I knew you had a problem with your ears. I just cleaned everybody out.
You bastard.
I just have a stock room full of it now.
I go on
I
Amazon.
on Amazon too.
Dude, there's all kinds of weird shit you can buy. Like
I
little
know.
machines of cameras, and I'm like, I just give me some
Have you
goop to
seen
shoot in there.
Dude, have you seen this one? I forgot what it's called now. It's this like big thing, and it's got like, and you hold it to your ear, and it's like pressure washes it. I mean, gently, allegedly, pressure washes the stuff out. And I'm like, yeah, that probably works, but I'd be terrified to use that thing.
Yeah, I'm using the little squeegee bulb is enough for me.
Yeah.
I don't need some sort of like Alexa controlled contraption hooked to my head shooting water into my ear.
Yeah, you do. Don't lie. Yeah, I don't know about the thing with the camera. I don't understand that. I just don't think most people are coordinated enough to like maneuver a thing and watch the camera at the same time.
Like if it's my car, I can back up the driveway like that.
Right. I feel like it's a slightly different thing. Okay, the thing's called Wush. WUSH, the thing I was talking about.
I hate the name.
Yeah. You should pull this thing up and look at the size of this damn thing.
Whoosh.
I mean, the little thing that goes in your ear is not very big, but it's like this massive canister. It's almost like a thermos.
Yeah, it does look like a thermos, dude. Like, I don't know, is this my coffee or my ear cleaner?
Right? Like, you imagine, like, you for sure, like, not taking this thing with you, I mean, maybe on a trip. But
who's this, like, in shape freaking African gentleman with tattoos all over his chest that clearly doesn't have ear problems, but looks good in a shower?
Well, what are they doing? Yeah, that was way more important. Yeah, it says it features a massage triple jet stream with 3 pressure settings.
Yeah,
it's like
people are definitely putting this in their butt.
Well, I mean, you do that and then you hit it with a little deodorant. You're good to go.
You ever whoosh your ass?
Everybody should whoosh their ass at least occasionally. Oh shit!
Wow, the whoosh.
Yeah, that's the pro one is $60.
Jesus Christ!
What reusable tips for what?
What is this pickle wax remover? I'm interested in this. I don't know, some Amazon ad up here.
Oh, okay. I'm looking at their actual.
I'm clicking on it.
So, whoosh. I think this is the thing. I mean, this is basically what I was talking about anyway. But it may not be the brand I was originally thinking of, but it's basically the same idea. It's like I saw commercials for it a few times, and I'm like, I don't know about that thing, man. Although, in fairness, I felt the same way about neti pots the first time I heard about it.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
But
this is, I mean, I know this says it's gentle, but it's like, it's still a powered instrument. You're pushing water through your. It doesn't.
I've only seen this meme once in the wild. I've never been able to find it, and it's a Nelly pot, and they just like Photoshop Nelly's head onto the neti pot in the shape of the neti pot, and it just says like, it's getting clogged in here. Let me clean out your nose. It made me laugh so hard the first time I saw it, and I've never been able to find it again, because I was actually looking for it not that long ago because someone brought up neti pots, and I was like, oh, where's that Nelly pot meme? I need to send this to them. I could not find it.
It's so good. Damn it. That's so disappointing because that's so good.
It's getting clogged in here. Let me clean out that nose. So stupid, but it's so good.
Wow. Oh man. Nice. I destroyed my my computer chair.
What?
I was sitting here and I went to kind of lean left a little bit and I had this crack, and I'm like, oh no, I'm thinking I broke like the arm handle or the arm rest or whatever. Turn and look. I'm like, well, I don't see anything on here. Everything seems fine. I sit back down and it feels like I'm sliding forward in my chair. And I'm like, well, this doesn't seem good. Turn the chair upside down, start trying to monkey with, to straighten it back out, and just could not fix it. So I was like, well, good thing I didn't throw away the other computer chair I had when I got that one. So I dug that out, and it was on trash night, so I just carried the other one right outside and put it on top of the trash, and it's gone. So yeah,
Stop doing big time wrestling moves, Brian.
I know. Well, it's fun.
It is fun.
But this one, like the armrests are kind of broken down and itchy, and yeah, they're not. It's not a great sit.
Yeah, that's my chair is a IKEA, the cheapest office chair they have, special.
The Seaton?
Yeah. And it's not great, but it puts my ass somewhere, so that's cool. The problem is when we're done recording, when I stand up, my whole body like seizes because it's just not comfortable.
Right.
Yeah, if you were here, you'd see me going up the stairs like I'm 80.
Well, that's just normal, though. I've seen you go up any stairs anytime.
Man, you're not wrong. Like I said, I wish I was me 10 years ago again. I don't know what happened.
You need to put an elevator in.
Dude.
Or one of those lift chairs.
Now we're talking like that Gremlins chair.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
I like the chairs that help people go downstairs that take like an hour and a half to get.
It's way faster. Gravity.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Well, getting downstairs is fine, but getting upstairs is
it's
the problem,
true. Yeah, it's true. It's twoo. It's twoo.
It's twoo. Yeah.
Have you ever seen something out there in the world that just like you couldn't wrap your head around it? The juxtaposition of the situation. Because I'm at work. I'm not at work. I'm in my car heading to work, sitting at the light, and this dude is right up on my ass in his truck, so I'm looking at him in my rearview mirror like this piece of shit. He's one of these guys that like in his truck he's dominating like half the truck, like big dude. He's got all this hair. He's got pit viper shades on, just a big like bullhead, and this big ass beard. And I'm like, God, who is? I'm just staring at him like because he looks like Hillbilly Jim now. Right. And then he pulls up a Frappuccino with whipped cream. Is just like out of a straw.
A straw, too.
Dude, it was the greatest.
Well, he's got that beard. Yeah, that's funny.
I was like, dude, he's drinking a foo-foo coffee. I love it.
And through a straw, too. Yeah.
Oh, it made my morning.
Wow. Yeah, it's like when you see like a little car roll up and then you see a dude that's like 6'8" get out of it, and you're like, how did you get in that car? Like, what is this?
It's like, please, Kevin, they rip the front seat out.
Yeah.
Sits in the back seat and drives.
That's basically it. Yeah, his head sticking out the sunroof, Looks like a little kid's toy where, there's like a character sitting in the top of the car or whatever,
That driver is not surviving that rollover.
No, probably not. That actually is what makes me wonder in those scenarios is like, the airbags are built to protect people, but will they compensate for that big of a size discrepancy?
Yeah, I don't know.
Because your head's probably not going to be in the same spot, and it makes me wonder if does it protect all the way to the ceiling for a head, or because I know a lot of them drop down from the side curtain ones. I think drop down from the side or the top or whatever. But it's
I don't know if you remember, my mom for a hot minute had a Pontiac Soul. It's like a little 2-door convertible, right? Okay, I
don't remember.
She only really drove it in the summer. It was one of those things, Chuck was like, here's a fucking convertible. But I drove it once, and legitimately, if that thing were to roll, I would have died. Because I sat in it, and my head was in the soft top. That's how small this car was, Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
And it was, it was fun to drive. But
so no sliding under semis.
Oh God, no. Yeah, shit was weird though. It's like they don't make cars for everybody, obviously.
No, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And it's not like I'm a giant dude. I'm 6. I mean,
yeah.
There's a lot of people that are my height or taller.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's like you feel like it would be designed for for at least a 6 foot tall person, you know. Guess not though. Well, I guess you're only allowed to drive it with the top down.
Hell yeah.
I guess.
Tops out, tits out, or something.
That's right.
Whatever they say.
That's right. Tops down, tops down.
Something. Tops down, whatever. Tops off. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Whatever it is. Yeah.
Whatever, dude. Whatever. Yeah. Do you got more stuff? Sorry, I'm all over the place.
I mean, I got stuff, but like I don't have much from my week to talk about because I really haven't done much.
I'm trying not to like dominate our show here, but this subject might. Right?
Okay. Are we back to deodorant and balls?
Obviously.
Okay.
Well, first off, maybe we should go like, hey, sorry the show was late because it was way too long. We ran out of memory. We're going to shorten the shows up.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, that was...
Like the new game plan is shorter show, but Patreon content every week. $3 you can listen to that shit. Patreon.com/saltylanguage.
Yep.
Have you started watching Avatar?
Yes.
How far are you into Avatar?
3
okay,
episodes.
We just finished episode 5, so.
Okay, actually, it's 3 or 4. I can't. I think it's 3 that I stopped at.
Obviously, no spoilers.
Well, I mean, it's not really
you know
going
what
to be
saying.
spoilers anyway. But yeah.
So what are your thoughts?
I like it, but it does not have the charm of the cartoon.
Yes.
The heart and the charm of the cartoon are not quite there. There's some moments, like there's some stuff that's like, oh, there's the, you know, I mean, no spoilers, but when the dude yells, you know, my cabbages, it's like, yeah, you know, but and also side note for anyone who doesn't notice this, that's the guy who did the voice of the character on the cartoon.
Oh, that's funny. I didn't know that.
They got him to, yeah, I read it on IMDb. Because I've been enjoying like going into the did you know part of the when people post stuff on IMDb, but it also feels like I'm only 3 episodes in, and I feel like I'm through like the first season already.
Yeah, they're making they're combining a lot of episodes.
Yeah,
or they're taking just like a moment from an episode and plugging it in here.
Right.
Like,
because I'm at where they just got to, what is it, Umashu or whatever it's called,
with
Amashu,
Boomy.
whatever, like that. Yeah, that's the episode I'm in. Is the one. It's basically, you know, sorry for spoilers, but Aang gets captured. Yes. That's where I'm at. That's how it ends. So that's where I am, and I'm like, okay, well, I know obviously the next episode, I kind of in my head already know what's going to happen, or you know, from the cartoon anyway. And I'm like, this feels like this is like season 2 stuff. And I looked and I'm like, it is like some of the stuff they've combined is from like season 2, episode 1 and whatever. I'm like, I'm only 3 episodes. I know there's only 8 episodes in the season, but still, it was just like, how many seasons are they planning in this? You know, I figured they would pace it similarly and shoot for, what is it, 4 seasons or 5 seasons?
One for every element, as is tradition.
Sure don't seem to be pacing it that way. So I don't know.
Yeah, I don't. I want to like the show, Brian, and visually it's gorgeous. I think
most of the fight scenes are pretty awesome.
I think the casting is pretty on point.
I do too,
with a few exceptions here or there.
Yeah, honestly, my biggest thing where I'm like, it's not what I'm used to is Uncle Eero.
Yeah, the voice.
Because this guy just doesn't have quite the charm of the guy who did it.
He does,
but he's good. He's very good,
but it's not the same Uncle.
Not, exactly, and I don't love the Zuko actor. Like, he's a little hammy for me, but you know, whatever. It's nitpicky. You know, it's not anything egregious.
But there's like, since you've seen it, like there's moments in the show that were pure, just like gold. Like, for instance, when Sokka wants to get trained by the Kyoshi warriors. In the cartoon, they're like, if we're going to train you, you have to wear our armor. And he's...
Yes.
And boy, did they drop the ball there.
That whole scene, because they cut out... I mean, we knew this because they announced it ahead of time, but they took away his sexism is more toward Sokka, or not Sokka, I mean Katara. than it is toward Suki and the Warriors. And it was like, no, that was kind of a big part of the cartoon, though. Is he really, that episode is a big turn in his
Oh
character.
yeah, big time.
You know, because I think that also leads to him looking at Katara differently, because he kind of sees, holy shit, women can be warriors.
That's my next thing, is I really don't feel like they've given Katara proper credit that I've seen yet. Because in the cartoon, even early episodes, she's kind of like whiny and blah, 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 but she's still a badass in her own right.
Yeah.
And I just am not feeling it in this.
No, at this point, they really haven't done that. I will say one of my favorite things in the episodes was seeing the Kyoshi Warriors, though.
Yeah.
Like, the face paint on point.
They look
and
great.
The women that they cast were great. Yeah, I was like, this is phenomenal. You know, like, that was a cool kind of a, like, I think there's going to be some character reveals through it that are going to be awesome.
Like the episode we just watched, there was a character reveal, and I was like, oh, that looks just like the cartoon.
Yeah. Right? That's what I'm getting at. Yeah, I think it's pretty awesome when you see some of that stuff. So
what I wonder is like, if someone's watching this that's completely unfamiliar with Avatar, how do you feel about it? You know?
Yeah, that's a good question. I can't come at it from that angle, because you finally wore me down to watch the
cartoon. It's so good.
And I've watched it since again. So,
I mean, that's what we were talking, because we just finished.
I wish I would have watched it again recently, because there are a couple things where I'm like, I don't remember that.
Yeah.
And then I look it up and I'm like, oh yeah, right.
Like, we just finished watching it probably 20 minutes before I came down here, and we were having a discussion about it, and it's like, the cartoon's like S tier.
It is. Yeah.
It's gonna be so hard to hit that mark.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
But I just feel like there's a lot of choices they made that I just don't, as a fan of the show, don't entirely agree with. You know?
That's the thing, is I think it's enjoyable enough, but I feel like it's for sure it's lacking. But a lot of the lacking, it's similar to like when they take something you love and turn it into a movie. And that they mush a bunch of shit together. It's
like, honestly, this last episode we watched, there was more than one time I was like, what the fuck are they doing? Why did they do that?
Right.
So I don't know. We'll obviously we'll compare more notes when we're both done with it, but I just wanted to see what your hot take was on it, since we didn't talk about it last week.
Yeah, I finally started it the other night, and I watched 2 episodes, and then I watched a third one last night. I would have watched more, but I had to watch wrestling, so
fair enough.
So I'll probably start watching it again tonight. So actually, I may not, because I really need to get rid of Paramount Plus, but I want to watch Ninja Turtles before I do that. So I got to watch that movie, and then probably I'll cancel. Yeah. I saw they I believe they announced a sequel to it.
Nice.
Which, of
course,
right? I mean, as well as they did, of course. Yeah.
But of course, Brian. But of course.
Yeah. I do have a follow-up from last week.
Oh, really? All right, let's do this.
So, we talked about Wendy's and surge pricing, and the very next day after we recorded, that is, now that was the part that kind of sucked. Like when I saw how it was, I was like, oh, we're gonna look like big dummies, because this is gonna come out after Wendy's. Then very next day, the company put out a statement basically saying that the CEO never said those things, which is bullshit. He directly quoted saying that he was going to do stuff like Uber and Lyft in their dynamic pricing, and that only goes one way. There's never a point where you go, wow, this is super cheap for Uber. There's a floor, but there's no ceiling.
Yes.
And, Wendy's, the company, clarified by saying that basically, oh, what we meant was we were going to do this to reward people during slower times, kind of thing, like offering discounts or blah, blah, blah. And it was like,
sure.
He didn't say anything about cheaper pricing. And
when I hear surge pricing, that means they're going up.
Yeah, things don't typically surge down.
No.
That's not the term you usually use for going lower.
Listen, I'm cracking open a surge and getting crazy.
You're putting that sumbitch down. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, so they very, very quickly backtracked on that. Oh, I'm sorry, they didn't backtrack. They clarified. They backtracked.
They
They
backtracked.
saw how the internet was like, y'all are stupid, and the stock market was like, y'all are stupid. So, you know, what made me laugh
Surge
was,
pricing.
they were like, well, we were meaning that so, to basically try to help the workers out, so it would spread out the busy times instead of it all being congested. I'm like, there's a reason you're busy at a certain time. It's because people are getting off of work and they want dinner,
Yeah.
or they're off of work and it's lunchtime,
Yes.
or they're heading there for breakfast, I guess, because Wendy's has breakfast. It's like it's the same as like when I worked at a gas station for like a week, right? Most of the time I was sitting there twiddling my thumbs at whenever like the local powertrain plant let out, there was a surge in business. When it was coming home from work, there was a surge in business. Late at night, when it was probably people getting off of work or heading into late work, there was a surge. The rest of the time, it was dead as hell.
It's almost like when people are on the road, you get busier.
Yeah, it's wild,
crazy.
Huh? Yeah, it's like, the times when people normally eat, a food place gets busy. Shocking.
That is weird.
It's like you're not going to be able to try to push people to eat at 3:00 when they're all still at work.
Yeah.
It's not going to so much work that way.
Like, boss, I got to leave and eat dinner. Like, Jefferson, it's 2:30. Yeah, surge pricing, though.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, hey,
Yeah, grab a Baconator for me.
Yeah. Right.
So
it's like,
lame.
come on. I know.
You can't
So
fool us.
I figured we should cover that because,
Salty recap.
Yeah, salty recap. Dude, so Sunday was Sting's final match.
On the Lord's Day?
Yes, Sting the wrestler.
Not from the police.
Well, I made a post on social media that was like, not tonight, babe. I'm still sad that Sting retired. And I actually had somebody who was like, oh my God, really? And then I looked at the person and I'm like, I bet they think I'm talking about the musician.
Right.
Not the guy who actually owns the trademark to the name. Yeah, and I loved it because I didn't get to watch it because it was on pay-per-view, unfortunately, but as it should be, but it was cool. Like his two sons, like his music started, then one of his sons came out dressed like Surfer Sting, then his other son came out dressed like Wolfpack Sting.
That's hilarious.
And then Sting came, which was pretty. And his one son, dude, was the Surfer Sting one, looks so much like him. And the other son looked like some guy wearing like Wolfpack Sting cosplay. But
I mean, you can't win them all.
You can tell it's his son. You can for sure tell they're related. But it's basically Wish brand Sting.
Yeah, exactly. Dollar store Sting.
Yeah. But it was a cool entrance. I thought it was really cool. He got to bring his sons into it with him, and such. And they played a pretty cool package ahead of time, recapping his career. Unfortunately, though, it can't show all of it because a lot of his career was in WCW, and WWE owns those tapes, or the film for that. So there was none of his time in WCW shown on the footage. And I was like, I feel like this is one of those times that if AEW reached out and was like, hey, can we work something out here that WWE, now that Vince is not in charge, that maybe they would have worked with him, because it was for Sting, an icon.
Yeah, he's a legend.
Not just some, yeah, they're going to profit off him, but, maybe grease WWE's hand a little bit for the rights or something, and, whatever, but no big deal. They still put together a pretty nice package of stuff, and him and this other dude were are tag team champions. And I'm thinking, okay, well, in wrestling, they always say you go out on your back. You always put the next guy over.
Right.
Basically,
yeah.
Right. But there's some guys that I feel like they don't need to. Like Undertaker won his last match. And I was like, that's how he should have went out. I don't want to see Undertaker end his like 80-year career with a loss.
You don't want to see him get body slammed by the Hulkster?
Yeah, right. Yeah. Oh, God. And I kind of felt that way about Sting. And I was like, they can figure out the logistics of, oh, now he retires, but his partner's still the tag team champion. Now he's got to find a new partner or something, or they can work all that bullshit out. But I was like, I feel like Sting should go out on a victory. And the thing is, all the things I've heard about him, he's the type of guy that would not do that. You know, he would be like, no, 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 no. You know, I got to put the next guy over.
Yeah, that's not how we do it here, bro.
Right.
Yeah.
And but he, you know, spoiler alert if anyone hasn't watched it, but him and Darby kept the tag team championships. And you know, and I really like that they let him go out that way, because I feel like when you have like an all-timer, unless you're really building up somebody and beating that person's going to significantly give them that rub.
Right.
I just don't feel like, and the guys they went against were the Young Bucks, which I don't know if you've heard of them or not, but they've
Can't
been around
say I have, Brian.
Okay. They've been around for a while. They're a pretty prolific tag team. They don't need you know, the beating Sting rub won't do anything for their career. They're already, you know, top guys.
Yeah.
So it was like, so there's no reason to have him lose at this point, you know, like let Sting go out with a win. And unlike WWE, where he finally got his WrestleMania moment and they had Triple H beat him, and I'm like, the fuck is wrong with you? Like, you know, like, come on. That was all Vince.
Wasn't it Sting that, like, it was supposed to be somebody impersonating Sting, and then he beats up the Wolfpack and he pulls off his Sting mask and it's just Sting?
Yes. Yeah. Well, you know what's cool? They actually had Darby Allin, his tag team partner, pull that move because like a bunch of the crowd had Sting masks on and the Young Bucks were looking for Sting. And, you know, they're walking around and all these people in the crowd have them on. And then at one point, you know, he hits one of the guys and then he pulls the mask off and it's Darby Allin. And I was like, oh, that's a nice throwback to that. And then they had Sting came down from the Raptors.
Oh, nice.
Like he used to. And I was like, I don't know that I love like 80-year-old Sting coming down from the rafters, but, you know, it's a cool moment from his career.
Did he throw a Make-A-Wish kid around his living room?
No, unfortunately. The one thing from his career I wanted him to do again, and he just wouldn't do it.
Come on.
But anyway, one thing I thought was really classy, and this is another time where you can tell Vince is not in charge at WWE anymore, was last night on Raw. They acknowledged that Sting retired. They congratulated him on his career, and Pat McAfee was actually like, it was a hell of a match kind of a thing. And I was like, they would have never allowed that under Vince, because that is basically pointing people toward another company's product.
Right.
Which is bullshit, because again, Sting is a fucking icon.
I mean,
you know, like a top dude.
Like, I understand going like, hey, don't watch that stuff or whatever. But if you're talking about like an icon like that, it's the classic, you know, the rising water lifts all boats.
Exactly.
You know, I mean,
and it looks classy as fuck.
Yeah, of course.
Right?
Yeah.
Like last night when I heard Michael Cole, you know, say, "Hey, we want to congratulate Sting on a, you know, illustrious career," and that's classy. I like hearing that. You know, it's the truth. Like when Undertaker retired, I believe, you know, other companies, you know, did that toward him because he's an icon. You know, like these are guys that are above and beyond companies in ways. You know what I mean? Like they transcend.
Yeah.
So, you know, I mean, you know, it's hard to not look at, like, when you think Sting, he is WCW.
Yeah.
You know, even though he had a long career after WCW, you know, he went to TNA he sat at home for a while because he had a guaranteed contract and didn't want to wrestle for WWE. So they just had to pay him. And then he went to TNA for a long time, and, you know, eventually, and then WWE for a shitty run because of Vince. And then, you know, he went to WWE because he wanted to have a match with Undertaker, and it never happened. And I think they should have made that happen, because the crowd would have went nuts for that.
Oh, of course.
You know, like instead of him versus Triple H, it should have been him and Undertaker, and people would have been like absolutely gone batshit for it. But yeah, whatever. But yeah. So yeah, he was in AEW 3 years and didn't lose. Basically, they never had him lose, which I think was kind of an interesting move. He was a tag team, you know, for most of it, and he was undefeated. So I thought that was kind of a nice nod to him, that, again, because in WWE, he had 2 marquee matchups and lost both of them. You know, one made sense. It was Seth Rollins. He was the guy on the rise. Sting puts him over. It's a big deal, right? Okay, fine. But losing to Triple H didn't make any sense, because at that point, Triple H was a part-timer, you know. It's like you could have easily let Sting have the WrestleMania moment and win, but Vince was so petty I'm not putting over a WCW guy.
Well, I told them no, so they wouldn't
No,
they wouldn't let me wrestle Sting.
Fair enough.
I tried.
Real quick, while we're talking wrestling, real quick here, Virgil passed away this
no
week.
more scams out there, boys.
Now, here's the funny part. All right, there was one last grift, or one last
grift. All right, what do you got?
Yeah. Okay, so apparently WWE, when they ran their he was born this year, died this year kind of thing, apparently he fooled everybody into he was 10 years older than everyone thought he was, basically.
Really?
Yeah. And even the date that WWE had was incorrect. And it wasn't like a oopsie thing. They legitimately didn't know that he was older than he was. He apparently lied about his age.
That's hilarious.
And they found out after he passed away. So one last work from the hardest working man in sports entertainment history.
Fucking Virgil.
Because for anyone who doesn't know, I'm not going to get into it here because we don't have time. But look up WWE Virgil work or something like that. He grifted people his whole life, and not necessarily in a bad way. It was kind of his gimmick and whatever. But all I can say is we met him once when we did that a comic and card show, and he was super cool and nice to us.
Well, we were kids,
and
basically,
and we were also vendors.
Yeah,
and he never tried to get us for a signature. And I know he was notorious for walking up to people and basically going, "Hey, you want an autograph?" And people are like, "Yeah, cool." And he'd sign something, be like $20. And that was kind of his thing. Or he'd try to get free Olive Garden out of people. There's a whole litany of these kind of situations. Like I said, you can listen
Virgil.
to it. It wouldn't surprise me if you listen to wrestling podcasts over this last week, they probably will tell some Virgil stories because everybody's got one. So, and like I said, ours, or at least my end of it, was he was super nice and super cool, and I had a lot of fun talking to him about wrestling and being with $1 Million Man and that whole part of his career. It was awesome to spend the few minutes I did with him and get to kind of have that piece of something I was so passionate about as a kid, talking to him about when he turned on DiBiase, and how cool of a moment that was to stand on his own 2 feet rather than be a sidekick type of thing, So although he even pointed out to me, he's like, I ate really well while I was with Ted, because I don't know if you remember, Vince wanted DiBiase to live the $1 Million Man lifestyle, so he gave him a stipend and was like, go blow money at fancy restaurants on fancy cars, to rent, basically, not buy, but he always wanted him to be seen getting out of limos and private jets and all this stuff because he's the $1 Million Man. He's not going to schlep around like a peasant and eat at McDonald's,
right?
So
sounds like Trump shit.
Oh yeah, you're right. I didn't even think about that. You're not wrong. Yeah. Anyway.
Oh, Virgil.
Yeah, I love so much. Fluffy Bunny Ash put me on to that last work, basically, and I'm like, how fitting that he went out one more.
It really is.
That's the most Virgil thing he could have done. Is
one last scam.
One last thing for everyone to find.
Oh, Virgil.
Like I said, it didn't hurt anybody. Most of his stuff was not really it didn't seem like it was mean or hateful. The guy was just always trying to make a buck, basically, I
mean, I can't blame him. I love money too, so.
Yeah. Well, and especially once he was out of wrestling, the money train stops at that point. Luckily for him, he was part of that WCW money train for a little bit where that was all guaranteed contracts. And I'm sure he did pretty well while he was $1 Million Man's, well, I don't even remember what they referred to him as.
Bodyguard or something, or butler. Or,
yeah, exactly.
I don't know, weird manservant.
Yeah, I don't think they wanted to call him that. Even for Vince, that's a little.
That's a little pushing it.
Like, you slave, you son of a bitch. Like, whoa,
easy.
Vince, we cannot do that. Yeah. But again,
all right, Virgil, here's the scene. This is the $1 Million Man's house. I need you to stand right here with this lantern.
Yeah. Oh my
Like,
God.
wait, what?
And for anyone who thinks that might be an exaggeration, look up Vince dropping the N-word on Booker T on Raw, and Vince coming out in a do-rag, basically trying to be street.
I mean, he was pretty street. I don't know if you saw his mixtape or whatever.
Wasn't as good of a rap album as Macho Man.
What is, though?
Any rap album.
I saw that on vinyl. I almost bought it. I mean, I didn't see it physically, but I know it's out there.
Oh,
if I would have saw it physically, I would have bought it.
Okay, I was going to say, how did you pass that up unless it was like, $1,000 or something?
If I ever stumble across that in like an antique mall, I'm like, that with that scene where he's like sitting on a pier looking at the ocean. Yeah.
For sure.
Be a man.
Yep. Be a man. Yep. Oh, man. And one other, since now we're talking about death here, but I'm sure you saw that Richard Lewis passed away this week too, which was sad. I loved Larry David. Did you see his statement about it?
Ghost Rider.
All right. I have this is from Variety. It says, Richard and I were born 3 days apart in the same hospital, and for most of my life, he's been like a brother to me. He had that rare combination of being the funniest person and also the sweetest. But today he made me sob, and for that, I'll never forgive him.
Excellent work, Larry David.
For anyone who's, it's one of the beautiful parts on Curb is you can really tell their real world chemistry permeates the screen.
Right.
Like it's not just two actors acting or two comedians, blah, blah. It's like you can tell these guys are also like, I feel like that's probably their real friendship is that at times they're screaming at each other, but by the time they leave, it's also like, see you tomorrow. Yeah. See you tomorrow.
Right.
But yeah, funny dude. I've loved him for years. He was great on Curb as well himself, but yeah. Apparently there was an episode of Curb that just aired like a week before he died. I think that he was prominent in, and unfortunately, had Parkinson's and had to pull away from touring and all sorts of stuff. So that's always sad. I hate to see it's so amazing how somebody can be so razor sharp and then your brain freaking turns on you like that. It's so fucking awful.
Yeah, it's pretty gross. I'll be honest.
It is 100%. Yeah. So, and then let's see here. I got one other thing. If
let's do it.
All right. And I meant to talk about this last week and I forgot. I'm sure you've heard about the Glasgow Willy Wonka experience.
Yes. Oh my God.
If somehow you're listening and you haven't heard about this, you need to look this up. I'll have a link in the show notes.
I'm already text you something, Brian, because I made a sticker of it.
Oh, okay. There are so many stories coming out of this that it sounds like they were charging people, what is it, $30 or $40 to get in. And basically it was just the worst thing. Like none of it looked like Willy Wonka stuff. It was all just janky.
It was all AI generated, like the flyers and everything.
But apparently there's a character called The Unknown that was in it. And
oh, Brian's locking up on me, people. Oh, he might be back. He's back, ladies and gentlemen.
Maybe.
Brian, are you there?
All right.
Do you read me over?
Try again.
Roger Dodger.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, you talk about The Unknown, that weird cloaked thing that I've never seen in any sort of Wonka experience in my life.
Hold on one second, because I stopped it because things were getting too wonky there. So.
Willy Wonky?
Can you hear me okay?
Oh, I can hear you. Yeah.
Yeah, Willy Wonky. All right. Okay. Here we go. I'll start this again.
Not going to lie, your Skype picture looks like shit.
Sorry about that.
It's a little grainy.
Yeah, I don't doubt it.
And you're not even appearing on my my recording of the video.
Perfect. Yeah, things got a little wonky for us there, so I had to stop for a second. Anyways, what were you saying about The Unknown?
That no one knows where it even came from.
Yeah.
It is the unknown, quite
apparently
literally.
It was just. Yeah. So the presence of the unknown summarizes the whole story. A character generated by AI that doesn't remotely resemble one of Dahl's creations, awkwardly placed into a chocolate factory tour to frighten confused children.
Like, I love all these beautiful images that they created of AI. Like, here's what it's gonna look like.
Yeah.
And then it's like fucking Dollar Tree rainbows and like Party City bullshit.
Yeah.
And the saddest Oompa Loompa I've ever seen in my life.
Seriously. Yeah, it's bad.
Oh.
It's so bad that I wish it was close so we could go.
It's so funny.
Because it looks like it would be a riot to go through and be like, what the fuck?
I mean, I love how like the cops were called because of how bad it was.
Yeah, because people felt like they were being scammed. I mean, they were.
They were definitely being scammed.
Yeah.
But do you know how many sad Oompas and unknowns you're going to see this Halloween?
Oh man, I hope
That's
so.
a couple's costume waiting to happen.
Oh my god, the sad Oompa. I mean, God, it's been used to death already on the internet. Obviously as a meme. But oh man, what a riot this was though. Like reading about it, and then like each day for like 3 days, there was more and more that came out about it.
Every day was a joy.
Yeah, and it was like, oh, what is there today? Oh my god, that's ridiculous. And oh well, what's today? It's like,
yeah.
Good shit,
every
though.
time more stuff came out about it, I couldn't help but like run over to Michelle and be like, look, have you seen this yet?
Exactly.
It's just the greatest, saddest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Seriously, because you're so right. The pictures that they created with AI look fantastic. And then like the one, it shows like, this road and there's all this like candy and bright colors and all this. And then they show the actual thing. It's like a gray floor with like a rainbow that they created. And that's basically it.
Like vinyl shit taped to the wall.
Yeah. For the like kids were guaranteed a Candyland experience. They were given half a cup of lemonade and a handful of jelly beans.
Yeah, it's the greatest, dude.
It's just like the worst man. That's why I said I wish it was close enough for us to go, because I think it would be hilarious to like to go and record something off of it, because I think it would just be a gem.
Like, wasn't the actor who played Willy Wonka like broke down in tears and shit at one point?
I think so. Yeah, it was. Oh man. Well, it's gotta suck too, right? Like if you're cast for something in that and you try hard, but it's like you're just given nothing to work with.
Yeah, right.
It reminds you of going to some of the really, really bad haunted houses.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And you're walking through and you're like, y'all didn't even try in here. It's like, what was your budget? Like $14?
Exactly.
Like what is going on? Woo, spooky. It's like, dude, at least turn the lights off.
Yeah, exactly. Like, goddamn, get off your phone. I can see you over there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the Willy Wonka experience. I'm so sad.
Cannon, maybe don't wear that cologne if you're gonna try to jump out and scare me.
Yeah, exactly. That's hilarious.
Anyway, so that's what I got as far as stuff goes. Unless you guys,
I mean, I got one more quick one that I'll just throw out here real quick.
All right.
So NASA, right? We love NASA here. We love space. Okay. They released an adventure module for D&D.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, it's free too. It's on their website. I'm pulling it up right now. I'll send you the link too, so you can throw it in the links. Yeah, it's called The Lost Universe. Okay. And it's basically like, I guess it could be plugged into any tabletop RPG, but it's a legit whole adventure. They got maps, they got a booklet, they got everything. Wow, like I sent it to Logan because he's my resident D&D nerd, and he was just like, "Why would they do this, Dad?" And I'm like, "Logan, it's NASA. You can't tell me they don't play D&D at NASA." Fucking nerds,
Right. That's right.
But I think it's terrific, and I kind of want to play it.
It's an interesting idea, at least.
Yeah, it involves the Hubble telescope somehow.
Okay.
I don't know. It says researchers dedicated to said cosmos have disappeared, and the Hubble telescope has vanished from Earth's timeline. Only an ambitious crew of adventurers can uncover what was lost. Designed for a party of 4 to 7 and of level 7 to 10 characters.
Can I still play my dwarf?
Yes, you can be a space dwarf. Actually, we got to
Nice.
do that in Deep Rock Galactic, my guy.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, soon, because I don't have a lot of time left.
How long do you got before your PlayStation Plus is up?
About 2.5 weeks, 3 weeks, something like that.
Okay, we got.
I mean, we got time. I'm just,
Right.
I don't have a lot.
Yeah, that'll be our next Church of Salty Language, as I like to call it.
Oh, you mean church?
Church. Apparently, Deep Rock Galactic. I've heard about it. You've heard about it. I'm not even loading the game until we play because I want to be surprised by everything.
Yeah. I have not loaded the game either. So, also, quick Chicken Police update. I haven't played anymore because I really haven't played any games this week other than when you and I played EDF.
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 I definitely did some hell diving.
Yeah, I know. You guys just keep rubbing it in my face. It's pretty cool.
Can't help it, man. Here's that link.
Jerks. Excellent.
That's what I got, man.
All right.
God damn, whole party going on above me.
Oh, man, I don't know if I like that.
All right.
It's scary.
Party.
All right. Yeah, well, I guess let's do Q of the W then.
Oh, shit, son. Well, last week, we asked everybody, what is something that no one notices if you do it, but definitely notices when you don't do it? Number one answer on the board from Instagram, don't answer to Q to W. But
yeah, we for sure notice when they don't.
Definitely notice when they don't. But on Facebook, we got some answers.
Jeez.
Diamond, top fan, Jeff from Hobie. He says flush. That's a good one.
Yeah, that is a really good one, actually.
Not going to lie, that's a good one.
That's a very good one. Yeah.
Dennis, he says breathe.
Yeah, that makes sense because most of the time you don't notice somebody breathing, but if they quit.
Yeah, suddenly you're like, huh, you dead?
Is that good? Yeah. Yeah, that's a good answer. That's for sure an outside the box answer. I like that one.
Diamond top fan Kiki, she says take out the trash.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one because sometimes the trash can just sit there and be fine. And then all of a sudden it's not. So, yeah.
It's not, suddenly becomes not fine.
Yeah, it becomes a real problem.
Then you need all over deodorant for the trash.
For sure. Yeah. Poof.
Yes. Diamond top fan, man, we got 3 Diamond top fans checking in, Brian.
Shit, we're almost to a fatal 4-way here.
Right.
Fight at the next pay-per-view.
Dev, he says wake up.
Yeah, well, again, similar to breathing.
It's very similar to breathing.
Like, they didn't wake up today. That seems bad.
And then Brenda, she says wear bottoms.
Yeah, that's probably true too. Like if you just go out and with no pants on.
Yeah, you just Donald Duck it.
Right. Yeah. If you got pants on, most people aren't going to pay attention unless they're like wild and crazy pants or something. Super tight pants to show off your bulges.
Oh yeah.
But
your ball deodorant.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
That's all I got over here, man.
All right. Well, Cheeto says he said tough question since wash my ass was already taken. Says so I guess I'll go with shave. I shave every few days. As fellow bald guys, you know the routine. Dude, I shave like once a month.
Oh man, I gotta shave at least a couple times a week. If not, it gets to be a nightmare.
No, I should shave my head more frequently. I'm just too lazy.
Yeah, fair enough.
If I were working, I would probably do it more, to maintain it. But I'm not out to impress anybody, so I don't bother. But he says no one really comments or says anything. They don't notice because it's so typical. However, let me go a week and it's need a shave, huh? Or your head's all fuzzy. Or wow, Grizzly Adams. He says salty selections, my best. I typically do my best at everything I attempt, and like with many of us, that often goes unnoticed. But the one time or one day I do half-ass whatever it is, damn if it isn't the biggest deal in the world.
Here.
That's a really good answer.
Yeah, that's a solid answer.
That's a solid answer for sure. He also says masturbate. No one notices that I did. Well, you ain't doing it right then.
Yeah, right. Exactly. You got to push your OnlyFans, bro.
That's right. He says, but when I don't, everyone wants to know why I got this awkward boner pitching a tent. And the third one is make Brian read weird shit. The moment I keep it straightforward, you're going to notice. Also fair answer.
That's fair.
Uh, good call, my friend. Good call.
Excellent work.
Yes. Yes. I like that because a couple of them really were outside of what I kind of expected. Because I really expected more, kind of like I said, of washing your ass.
Wash your
So
ass.
wash your ass. All right. Well, we got 1 through 11 for you.
Oh man, how about 10, Brian? Let's go 10.
10?
Yeah, like Bo
10?
Derek. We'll Bo Derek it.
All right. All
That's an
right,
old
fine.
reference for all you old guys out
It
there.
is. Yeah, it sure is. All right. If you could teleport around the world, where's your first destination?
Oh boy. Fucking Ale's hot beef.
Damn it. Why do you got to steal my answer? Like, Tony, hold on. I think I can teleport both of us.
Yeah, no shit. No, I as much as I would like to say it's Ale's hot beef, it probably legitimately would be like the Guinness brewery over in Ireland. Just like because I can have Guinness from the source, and Guinness was my first beer that I was like, oh my god.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Now, see, if I did the exact same thing based on that exact same concept, I would only be going to Cleveland. So, or no, yeah, because Great Lakes is near Cleveland.
Oh
isn't it?
yeah, it's Cleveland.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
because it was chill wave.
it's very similar
so.
to me teleporting over to Ale's hot beef.
I mean, yeah, it's just so much faster, though.
So much faster.
That way you get drunk on hot beef much quicker. That way, you know.
Hell yeah, that needs to be a shirt. Drunk on hot beef.
On hot beef. Yeah, they should have that shirt there.
Yeah, it's true.
If we owned the place, if we opened up salty language or salty beef or something like that, it's for sure, drunk on hot beef would be
drunk on hot beef.
Shirt. Although I feel like I should still make that shirt for us because
I 100% agree.
We can wear it and go in that place.
I would wear it just as a casual Friday.
Yeah. Because you're usually drunk on hot beef.
Hell yeah, brother. So, hell yeah, brother.
I feel like there's probably a contingent of people that would just buy the like sexual connotation as well.
Well, whatever they want to do.
Dang it, I can't find my list. I have a list of like ideas I gotta find. Anyway, yeah, mine would probably be Italy. Because I'd love to go see some of the structures and the art and all that kind of shit there. But there's very little chance that I'm going to because I don't so much want to get on a plane or a boat to go over there.
But you'll demoleculize yourself.
Yeah. Well, listen, if things go sideways, what's the worst that could happen? I get crossed with somebody else's DNA, like on Star Trek a couple of times. Or, no big deal.
Dude, planes are fine. Just stay out of Boeings.
I was gonna say, dude, I don't know. Have you been seeing the news lately? The fact that people still are like, I'm gonna fly is kind of weird to me with all this shit that's going on.
Wow, subpar manufacturing? Huh.
And
as somebody in the field of quality now, clearly they need to fix their quality.
I believe, I feel like Homer no longer works at the power plant. He works for the airline.
Yeah, no
now.
shit, right? Jesus.
He's the head of safety now.
Actually, last week tonight had a really great piece on Boeing this past week. So, yeah. That basically they're like, yeah, safety's cool and all, but our shareholders.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's what really matters.
Well, and that's really in so many ways the truth of a lot of this shit with a lot of these companies. It's like they don't care about anything except the shareholders. That's why I said a long time ago, I was like, it's like these companies being, publicly traded or the stocks and all this stuff. It's like I just feel like it's just made the companies do nothing but chase money.
Yeah, right.
Like instead of just making good money and being like, we're insanely rich, we're helping people. It's like, yeah, but do we have to help them that much?
Yeah, do they really need it?
Can we dial it back 15%? Because I kind of need a new gold deodorant stick.
All over deodorant.
Yeah, of course. What am I, a savage? Only going to put it on my armpits?
I mean, you're kind of a savage.
Yeah, I am, actually. Anyway, so yeah. All right. So, yeah. Or, just talking with Henno on The Crazy Life the other night, and apparently he's going to be going on a cruise to Alaska in a few months.
Oh, nice.
And I was like, oh, that'd be cool because, I've heard Alaska is just all sorts of beautiful and all that kind of such. And plus, I assume there's a shot at seeing like the Northern Lights up there, which I'd love to see, and like that kind of stuff. But it's like, I just don't travel well. So teleporting would be fantastic if it was
fantastic.
If as long as it was reliable.
Now, what if like Henna was like, dude, I got you a ticket for this Alaskan cruise.
Yeah, I'd be like, what kind of drugs are we talking to get me on the boat?
Good ones.
I mean, they'd have to be because I'm not trying to get on a boat with low end stuff. I'm a fancy gentleman after all. You better have me the finest of opium dens on that thing.
Like if you had to get to the West Coast, what's your move?
I mean, hitchhiking, obviously. No. Show a little leg on the highway.
Like train, because I know you don't want to fly, but.
Oh, dude, here's my thing. Like, I'd rather go by car than train, but train would probably be more realistic because I would have to find someone to drive me,
What if I tranked the shit out of you and threw you on a flight?
I mean, that would probably work, either that or just, liquor me up so I start causing a fight on the plane so that they have to like zip tie me or something.
Yes, exactly.
That way, at least we have some fun with it.
It's true.
We'd have to figure out an alternate route home because, I'm going to be on a no-fly list afterwards.
Suddenly the fucking Detroit to San Francisco turns into Passenger 57.
Yeah. Or Air Force One, and I'm just kicking people. Get off my plane.
Yes. I'll play the role of Steven Seagal, who unironically dies in the first 10 minutes.
Perfect. Yeah, but train, the part that I hate about the concept of a train is like, have you ever seen how long it takes to get from here to like California?
Oh yeah. Well, that's why I'm just curious. Yeah, that's why I was curious what your move would be.
Yeah. It's like, when we went to Florida, we like Jen drove, and it takes a good 24 hours roughly to drive to Florida.
One day if you're brave.
Right. It's, with one driver, it's 2 days because you split it.
One day if you're brave.
Right. Well, she was not brave enough. So, but yeah, my dad tried one time when he went. He tried it one day at 9. I heard it didn't go real well. It was him and my brother. My brother ended up taking over. I'm not exactly sure why my dad pushed it when my brother was with him, like because my brother's a fine driver. I could see it if he was with like me, where he's like, I just want to get yeah, like I can drive it. This ain't gonna go well. Like, have you seen me in a video game? I'm pretty reckless. Like I can drive all right, but I'm pretty reckless. Because I'm gonna forget that stop signs and everything exist in real life. Because they basically don't exist in video games.
Yeah, stop signs. What are those?
Yeah, you just blow right through them.
For me to careen a pedestrian into.
Yeah, basically. Yeah, I mean, I just clip right through them. Because most of the time, if someone stopped at a corner for a red light, I'm like, well, fuck, I'm just driving up on the curb and over on the sidewalk,
or plowing through that car. Depending on what I'm driving. The one vehicle I like to drive in GTA, I would for sure just plow right through them because it's super armored. So I literally can just drive through pretty much anything. I guess it depends on the game too.
Yeah. And like it won't blow up. Really, it doesn't hurt me. It's just I can just plow through anything. It's fantastic.
Nice.
It's a lot of fun to drive too. It's a small, fast car.
Oh, there you go.
So you can get somewhere pretty fast, especially since you don't have to ever stop.
Yeah, it's like my off-road Lamborghini from Saints Row.
You mean Lamborghini?
Yeah, the Lamborghini Lamborghini panel wagon.
There you go. Yep.
Yes, which is what I named it.
Yeah, I know. That's why I corrected you because I didn't want you to besmirch it that.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah, brother.
Hell yeah, brother.
All right. Well, again, I guess we'll jump back to the Q of the W was if you could teleport anywhere around the world, where's your first destination? I mean, obviously, it's meeting up with us at Al's Hot Beef.
Damn right.
Well, not really, because once you and I go in, we're locking the door. But
no, dude, we can bring in the Salty Language family. We'll
Okay,
dominate that
alright.
bitch.
Well, that's why I figured we'd lock the door. I just figured we're pretty much living there
It's
now.
like
We're eating that place out of
once
business.
we show up and then like our salty language crew shows up, it's gonna look like the Foot Clan's fucking place in the original Ninja Turtles movie.
Oh
It's gonna
man,
be kids
that's a
smoking and skateboarding. It's gonna be cool.
It's true. It's true.
We're over
You're
in the
right.
corner eating hot beef.
Yep.
Doing the hunch.
Well, oh yeah. Well, I mean, you have to.
You have to do the hunch.
So much hot, man. That sounds so
I
good.
know, right? That's why I said it, because it sounds good.
One of those so bad.
Yeah. Like,
oh, else hot beef. Why can't you open up
said,
here?
where would you teleport right now? My brain was like, instant gratification.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
It's understandable.
Like your brain's
though.
like culture.
Well, I mean, listen, I could also get culture by going to Al's Hot Beef because it's just right around the corner from the Art Institute.
It's true.
So we could eat hot beef until we explode, basically. And if I somehow survive, I could still, go get some culture if I need to.
Amen.
Probably not. Probably just gonna be admiring those beautiful hot beef sandwiches.
Hell yeah.
Brother.
This is a from 1797. It's a hot beef and oil.
Yeah.
Done in the style of I got nothing.
Fair enough. All right. Well, I guess, are we calling that a show?
I think that's a show, Brian. But
What?
Brian, after we wrap this show up, we're going right into the Patreon segment, which is going to be the 2023 Pornhub Year in Review. Finally.
Yeah.
It's only March.
Only 3 months late. Yeah.
Salty Language, or patreon.com/salty language, $3 a month. Check it out.
Yep. Help your boys
Help
out.
your boys out, and there's plenty of content there. And I will put up the video and an audio file as well.
Oh, okay.
For
I didn't know we were doing video too. Geez, I gotta go do my hair real quick.
You gotta get done up.
Yeah, put my makeup and my face on.
Put your titties on.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I should at least wear a bra. I mean, God.
Bro.
I don't want to distract everybody. Yeah. It's a man's ear.
Very nice.
All right. Well, head on over to saltylanguage.com. You can find all the links to the from this episode, as well as our social media links and whatever else. Probably some hot links. Man, that'd be delicious right now too.
Dude.
Yeah, so check that out. And what is it? Forgot where I usually go next. Oh, Tangentbound Network, or is the network we're part of, which you can find at tangentboundnetwork.com. So please go check out the other shows there. And if you're looking for a network for your show, come join us over there.
Perfect.
And if you talk to Mark, tell him to swing by, pick us up. Let's go get some hot beef.
Yeah, goddamn right. Let's teleport there out Geller. Have some sticks and shoot some arrows and eat some hot beef. Look at cosplay chicks.
Man, that sounds like a time.
Right?
Yeah, we should do that. That sounds like a lot of fun.
It does. We really do, honestly, legitimately should try to make a trip to Cleveland. Just to see him. Because I'm sure if we reached out to him like, hey, we want to come out there and hang out for a day, he'd probably make it happen.
Yeah, I think you're right. We'll figure something out at least.
Maybe get him back on the show. I don't know.
Yeah, I think we could work that out. Isn't there like a studio there? Maybe we could sit down professional and do a studio.
Oh my God.
That sultriness and all that hot beef in one studio.
I haven't sat down in a legit studio since I did Shot of History.
Oh yeah. I never have.
Oh man, Brian, you're missing out.
Well, it's not my fault. They record at like 6 a.m. It's like I'm sleepy then.
Or noon.
Yeah. Still sleepy. Right. If you want to reach out to us on socials, you can find us on Twitter at salty_language. You can find me on various social medias at Stunami.
You can find me on Instagram at Demonotony. I run the TikTok at Salty Language on TikTok.
Yeah, you do.
We just fluffed the shit out of it, but patreon.com/salty language for some goodness. If you're watching this, cool. You're already familiar with our YouTube channel. If you're not, Salty Language Pod on YouTube, where we also have been streaming maybe about bi-weekly, and I sometimes stream shit by myself.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of thinking about, Brian, we'll see how it goes, but I was kind of thinking about throwing up our Discord link, because I made a Discord for Salty Language a long time ago.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And I mean, if maybe people want to get on there and start chatting with each other. I don't know.
Okay.
But yeah, I thought about doing that, taking my All the Beers YouTube thing off of here and replacing it with our Discord.
What?
I'm not giving up on All the Beers, Brian.
What?
But I just don't have time to do that shit right now.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough.
But you also have yourself a side gig, my guy.
I do. Yeah, I have another podcast called The Crazy Life that I do with our friend Heno. And we just recorded an episode the other night. What did we talk about? Oh, yeah. I talked quite a bit about self-reflection and such things I've been thinking about over the last few weeks, because we actually went almost just over a calendar month without putting an episode up because we just couldn't quite figure it out. But so we're back, we're catching up on stuff. And then I will do a quick warning on this one, though, because I do talk about suicide on it, because someone that I went to high school with has committed suicide last week. So I talk about that a little bit. So trigger warning for anybody, or if that's, maybe you don't want to listen to that one with the kids in the car or something. But normally we're a little, we always try to stay upbeat on stuff though too. But it's The Crazy Life again. So if you're into that, please give us a listen.
Bueno.
And yeah, with that, I guess have a beer, you'll be fine.
Hey, everybody stay salty out there. Seriously.
So salty.
So salty. Keep your saline levels up.
Yeah. You know what's really funny? On this show, we're all like, stay salty. On The Crazy Life, I'm like, be kind for the love of God.
Yeah. Just don't be dicks to each other, you assholes.
You savages, quit being so mean.
I mean, despite the fact we throw around a lot of dick jokes, Brian, we're fairly positive.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
True enough. So
sure, I talked about Virgil standing in somebody's front yard holding a lantern.
Oh boy. But you were making fun of Vince McMahon in this situation.
Because that's a total Vince gimmick.
Vince is a awful person.
Would I want that?
So.
No.
Yeah, no.
That's crazy talk.
It is. You're absolutely right. All right. Well, we'll talk to you next week.